raining here in Southwest Virginia, but now it's actually turned cold. Right now the garage is sitting at 52. See if we can't warm that up. A little fire in the hole. What's up, second geners? In this video we're going to finish the door dolly. This is the one that we just did on camera, and looking pretty decent. The weld is starting to flow out a little bit, and it's just coming through just a little bit on the back side. Now these two right here are two that I've done this evening. I had done some practicing the other night. However, one thing that I didn't do was I didn't do no prep work on my joint fit up. I just butted them up and welded them. And right here is the result of that. And it doesn't look bad, but I was talking with Kevin. He's been giving me some advice on welding this larger stuff. It's definitely too cold. And you can see when you look at it compared to one of these welds, you can definitely tell that this weld is more sunk into the metal, and this is just more sitting on top of it. So I had enough material to cut a couple extra, and the top of this jig is what's actually going to have the weight. So we're going to use these two for the top. I feel pretty good about that. And then I've got two like this that are not really structural, and they're just going to be used to basically kind of just a stop to keep the door from swinging in. So that's what these will be used for. And I think they'll be fine just for that. This is the welding that was basically factory on this thing. Like I said, I need a lot more practice. This is mainly just practice. Number one, it's for the door dolly, but it's also going to be practice for me when I go to build some kind of jig to put these cars on. Alright, I've retacked this bottom piece. I'm going to test fit it. I like the way the top piece is. We're going to weld this other top piece, and we'll test fit it when we test fit this bottom one. I'm only putting two tacks on it right now, and that way it's easier to cut off if we need to. Pretty much got this thing looking the way that it's going to look. I am going to install a couple safety pins right here on this end of the top bar, both sides, and then right here on the end of this post on both sides. I've also repositioned this post, and I like the way this thing looks a lot better now. I still got the slot between the upright post and the actual part that moves, but it's kind of centered it more, and now the slop is equal between the center bar on the bottom, and I can live with that. Like I said, I want a little bit of play in it. I'm going to go ahead and make my gussets. We'll do final welding, install the gussets, put those pins in, and we'll be ready for a test run on this. All right guys, right here is what we came up with on this. So far I like the way that it looks. It came out okay. There's a few rookie mistakes on it. All the welding is done, and some of the welds turned out really good and some of them not so good, but I believe it's good enough to hold a door. And one of the things that I'm not real happy with is that on the post there, as you can tell, the way that I welded that, I was talking with Kevin, and all four of them actually moved just a little bit, and they're just a little bit out of square now. So that is something that I definitely need to take note on next time that I'm welding any of this tubing. So one of the things that I do like about it, it turns real smooth. I went ahead and I put grease on all the parts that turn, and I've also greased this upright right here, and it has helped out tremendously on the way this thing operates. And like I said, it's not perfect. I'm not going to beat myself up too much about it because this is the first time ever welding anything like this. So guys, that is enough ratchet jawing for right now. Let's get this thing over there on a door and see how well it works. Got some shims falling out behind the hinges. That's it guys. The weight of the door is on the dolly. We are no longer attached to the hinges. Before I go any further, I'm going to get a little bit of rope. I'm just going to tie this door to this back post here, just as a safety precaution while I'm rolling it, that it doesn't bounce and come off of one of the hooks. So guys, how about that? One of the things that I was worried about that I wasn't real sure how it was going to play out was how balanced this thing was going to be once I got it hooked on. I didn't know if it was going to tip over easy, or you know, just what the center of gravity was going to be like. I have raised it probably about halfway, maybe about 60%. It can probably come all the way up to about right here. This is going to come in real handy. What I like about it, it's mainly built for second gen doors. However, with a little bit of modifications, we could probably adapt it to fit any door. And the part that I like is there's nothing contacting an outside painted edge. And even the points that are contacting on the inside, it's just very minimal. And most of this door panel will cover anyway. It sure beats anything touching the outside, and it beats trying to work with a jack and somebody fumbling bolts or anything trying to install a door. Speaking of installing it, we've pulled the door loose. Let's clean up some hardwire, roll it back over, and just see how well it bolts back up to the hinge. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. This was a lot of fun building this door dolly. I learned a lot. We spent a little bit of time on it, but I think it's going to pay off big time when it comes time to getting the doors onto the cars. So with all that said, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Also check out the playlist on the 1972 Camaro that I call Project Overkill. Be sure to hit that bell notification, that way you're always notified of anything that's going on here in the garage. And guys, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.